Hey guys, so here we are at 6265 Kremers Lane in LaPorte, Colorado. This home overall is a pretty decent shape on that side. Looking through the exterior of the home, everything like that. The garage shop is in good shape, all made out of metal on that side. Roof is metal on it on the entire main part of the house too. So longevity of that roof is going to be a long time deal on that side. Exteriorly, paint wise, I think it's getting to that point where it's about needing a new paint job. Not seeing a bunch of flecking or anything like that on the paint, but you can definitely see in some of the spots where it's starting to get really faded on that side, which is just showing that, hey, it's about ready to time. It's probably been on there for the last 7 to 12 years at this point. Especially on that north and south side of the home. Those are typically the two sides that are getting beat up the most on that side. So just wanted to give you a heads up. In terms of acreage, I really like the way this property is set up acreage wise. The home actually sits all the way at the back of the acreage. As you can see, this fence line that we're going up to right now, just past the fence that you can see, the one that's just to the outside, that is the ending of this property on that side. So right next to the home is very short. The hill that is directly right behind it is not going to be owned by this property, but is owned by a property that is behind it on that side. Gas tank, or the home is run off of propane on that side. It's an older propane tank. It is owned on that side, and so not a big deal on that end. But it might need some updating and some upgrading at some point with some of the mechanical parts that are attached to the tank. But I got to talk to the owner for about 5 minutes before he left, and he said that everything's been running pretty good on that side. Now we're going to head back, and we're going to go just check out the two extra barns that they have. One looks like it used to be a good workshop that the individual used to use. Not exactly what for on that side. I didn't get to ask him until I got in there, but the roof is insulated on that side. The exterior on this barn that we're walking up to that you just saw on the left-hand side there, it's got some damage to the metal exterior on that side, which I will show you here once I get up to the property on that point. But overall, roof looked like it was in okay condition. Didn't look like it had nearly as much damage as this side we're coming up to. You can see that there had been some fixes where they closed up some gaps on the exterior on that side. So as you see, I'm coming up here. Not really sure why these dings are in there. There's a couple spots on this particular shop in particular that just look that way, that have some pretty good damage. You can see almost looks like someone was in there just tearing it up when they were trying to take some stuff out of the interior of that shop. But is a question I can definitely ask and kind of see what was going on there. Decent concrete pad, has a little bit of cracking on it, but nothing too serious. You can see around this window right here, the window was put in, but they didn't seal around it very well on that side. So just something to keep your mind on. And that's what I was kind of stating. So you can see across here, right where that metal was all beat up. It looks like they did some repair work right there. This looked like this was some type of fumigation shop. I don't know if they used it for painting or something on that side, but it has a bunch of plumbing and heating that was put into this one particular section right there. So my guess was some type of painting shop or some type of plant shop as well on that. This does have two separate rooms in it, so good spots to have a sanding room in it or any type of extra work. It has a good sized window in it, so light is no problem in there. And then coming into this back one that we're about to pop open, just a nice big storage room, pretty filled up at the moment, so couldn't really get around and show you too much of it. But it does have a door that goes out to the back of the shop as well on that side, so just extra storage space. Is insulated to a certain regard. Again, roof is pretty well insulated with spray foam on that side, but it's not in particularly super warm, but it does have a propane heater as well in there, so you could keep the shop at a pretty good temperature just with how it is, but it does at some point maybe need a little extra love on that. This home has definitely been well used on that side, just based off of what I can see. Everything just needs a little bit of love, a little bit of extra work on that side, just to make it look a little bit nicer on that side. But overall, not bad. The furnace up there that runs off of that 1,000-gallon propane tank up there looks like it's pretty new on that side, but is a question that I will ask the owner. In terms of the road coming up here, it's about a 2-mile road of dirt that you have to go on. They are doing the open house today on that side. They did not do one yesterday with the rain, just because of how wet and gross this area can get over time. So just something to keep in mind. But the driveway that actually goes up to the house has a really good road base actually already in it. So even driving up to it today was not a big deal. Coming over to this shop, which is actually the horse barn, and loafing shed on that side. No gravel on this road, so it is pretty muddy over here as I'm walking over to this section of the property. This is where it looks like they had half of this dedicated to a enclosed garden space, and then the other half was going to be the pasture for the horses on that side. The fence does go quite a bit past the fence that you can see in this video. It goes probably another 200 to 300 feet out past that fence that we're seeing is where the property ends. And I will show you that as we get up closer to the house and before I go into the house on that side. So let's just pop through this one really quick and just give you an idea. This is definitely a little bit more quality of a build inside of here. Definitely not insulated anywhere on this one, but does have power to it. The other shop does have power to it as well on that side. So each one does. This one has a water tap to it for the horses, of course, on that side. So this one could have water access to it. Very clean. This one is definitely a little bit newer, a little bit more updated than that last shop is. So just something to keep your mind on. And then peeking out to this is going to be the east-south side of the property, and we're probably about 40 feet, 50 feet away from the road at this point. Where I'm pointing right now is trying to show you guys that you can see 287, Highway 287 from this shed, but from the home is very well tucked up on that side. Now, another thing that I just quickly wanted to discuss too is just some of the neighbors around here. Most of the neighbors out here are actually in really good shape. There is two single wide trailers that are around the corner that you would drive past on this property, but you can't see them from the property on that side. And so most of the homes that are around this one in particular are nicely maintained homes that are up in the $1 million plus range on that side. This is all looking towards the east. You don't really have any views towards the west because you are backed up to that hill. And so this area that I'm showing you right now is all going to be kind of what you get view-wise from the master bedroom and from the downstairs basement. So we'll pop into the house now. We'll kind of creep up to it. The shop that you're looking at in front here, 3-car garage, all completely insulated, all sides, roof insulated. Does have another propane heater in there as well on that side. So very nice, good quality. Roof is all looking in good shape on the home on this one. Like I said, the garage is all corrugated metal on that side, where the actual house is that concrete, kind of concrete OSB board for the siding on that. And as you can kind of see as we're walking up to the main entrance there, the paint is a little bit faded. Coming into here, this is now your mud room. This is going to keep your garage completely separate from your home and allows you to have just an extra space just to kind of get de-cleaned up if you're out there messing around in any of the mud. This floor is in really good shape, very little cracking in it. They did epoxy it as well, so with a little bit of power washing, this garage could look really nice on that side. Newer heater in this one as well. So in my personal opinion, if it was me, I would probably be putting my shop, or at least part of my shop, up here where it's going to be warmer and close to the home, and then maybe have some of my other shop and tools stuff down in some of the other barns that are a little bit lower on that side. That door just takes you out to the small, very backyard area where they do have a chicken coop. The chicken coop does stay. The chickens don't have to stay on that side. But other than that, let's jump into the main part of the home. All hardwood flooring on that side. And it's the old kind of oak, but it's in good shape. He does have 2 dogs, but the dogs do stay outside except for one that is a corgi. Right in front of us, we have the laundry area. So just a closet laundry area with your basic attachments. Most of this is going to be builder grade on this home. No soft close cabinets on that side. They've done a couple little small updates just to keep the house looking a little bit nicer on that side. But I can say I think the owner is the one who has done the updates on this home, other than probably what the furnace and water heater and all those. But he's gone through and probably put in the carpet. Carpet's in pretty good shape. It's the low profile carpet. These bedrooms are relatively small on that side, so I don't know how you guys are obviously situate yourselves in terms of sleeping spaces, since you guys do have 2 bedrooms, but these 2 bedrooms are going to be definitely on the smaller side to where you could fit a queen bed in there, but it would be tough. King bed would be even tougher to fit into this space and even have dressers on that side. We're going to jump into the shared bathroom, granite countertop, updated cabinets on that side. Like I said, no soft close on that. Just overall kind of basic fiberglass tub, but they did update the tile in there. And you can kind of see there was probably some paintings and pictures around that they had where they took them off and repainted over them. So the paint doesn't identically match on some parts of the home. Still looks like they still have some work to do as well. Baseboards in this home were something I would just keep on your mind. The main floor baseboards are just really basic, and they're I think they're about 1.5 inches tall on that side. So again, basic builder, great on that end. Windows are original from what I can tell, but they don't have any broken seals or anything on that side like we saw on the other house that we viewed a week ago or so. Master bathroom, decent size on that side. Granite countertops again. Jacuzzi tub, and then the shower is a little tight even for me on that side. It's just, it's a pocket shower on that end. I would personally take the tub away and would rather have a bigger shower on that side so you didn't feel so cramped in there. One other thing I'll show you is on the shower heads, the water out here is a little bit harder. These guys do have a water softener in the basement that I will show you, but it is not hooked in at this point. And so some of the plumbing and some of those things might need a good deep clean just to get them back to looking kind of newer and original on that end. This is going to be the closet. It's a decent sized closet. I would say it is about 10 foot long by about 6 foot wide on that side. So it's good enough on that end, but nothing spectacular. Coming into the next section, we're just going to go check out the main living room area. It is completely separated from here. Master bedroom does back to the living room a little bit on that side, so just to give you a heads up on that. This living room is a good space for a few people to be in. It doesn't feel like it's too big on that side and feels nice and cozy. It does feel like a good home overall when it comes to space-wise. It doesn't feel like it's overbearingly big to where you have to do a bunch of cleaning. You're only really going to have to clean what you truly want until you obviously get down into the basement. Kitchen's good sized, has some good views coming out of the windows there as well. They did at least update all the appliances and cabinets and countertops in here. So overall, nice feel on that side. Microwave, oven, fridge on that side, all black. And then the dishwasher is stainless, as you can see. Fireplace does work really well on that side. They had it running while we were in there, made the house feel nice and comfortable. Let's pop downstairs really quick and just show you guys kind of the last little section here. This basement definitely looks like something that the homeowner did at one point by himself, at least in terms of some of the work. The trim boards down here are actual wood. They are 4 inches tall, but they need a little bit of love. He didn't do a lot of finish work to them on that side, so there's just a little bit of extra work that needs to be involved with kind of getting the basement cleaned up a little bit more. But brand new carpet in the basement. It's a very short shag carpet on that side, so it doesn't feel old. It makes it feel a little bit newer in there. It makes it smell decent. This basement does have kind of that old musky basement smell on that side. Just to give you a heads up, smell-wise, it's not super bothersome, but something that you guys might have more of an issue with if you are going to spend time down here. But this is a good spot for when you have family come over, if they need to stay or anything. There's a completely separate living area down here with its own full-in built-in kitchen on that side. We'll flip around to it here in a sec, but you can kind of see the baseboards and trim is decent on that side. They chose a nutty alder. It's just the quality of how they put it in was not my top favorite on that side. Now coming into the extra kitchen, this one's a little more basic on that side since it's kind of a secondary kitchen. Nothing too spectacular on that side, but they did used to have it as a dark brown paint in here where I was trying to show you a second ago where it just needs a little bit of touch up on the paint in the basement as well. The ceiling's down here, a little tougher. That window, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think that was just an added feature on that side that they added in at one point, unless they bumped out the walls for the basement to add this addition in for the basement. The ceiling in the closet is really short. That's right at about 7 foot tall in there. So it's a little tight, but it's a storage area. So depending on how you like it on that side. Squeezing back out, as you can kind of get a little last idea on the kitchen and how it looks. Good spot, good way of putting this together. You could use this space for something completely different as well if you wanted to, but at least they have it set up for at least a minimum of like 2 families technically living here. This has its own patio out back that is all concreted. Nice little spot. Still have some really good views from out this way as well. No mountain views from the home, like I said, so that is kind of one of the downsides that I know you guys were looking forward to, is having a view of the mountains. So you get more of the eastern plains and you get some really good sunrises from this location. Popping over, let's just go into the utility room / storage area. Just extra storage at this point in here as you kind of come back. A little packed in here at the moment, but overall decent. This is one thing that is nice. He does have a newer furnace in here. He did put in a tankless water heater as well. With the hard water, I'm not exactly sure what that does to these tankless water heaters. I'd have to do some research on that just to see if there's any major issues that can kind of come up. This is the best lighting I have, so I'm pointing right now at the tankless water heater. And then they also have, right below me, the water softener on that side as well. Like I said, not plugged in at the moment, but I would say is 100% recommended to plug it out here. Furnace does have a humidifier on it, so you can adjust how much humidity you want in the home just to make that Colorado air a little bit better on that side. But that's really it for the internals of the home and the function on it. This does have central air, central HVAC. It is run off of propane, so that does get a little expensive on that side. So just something to keep in mind on that end. And these that tank does run to the other 2 shops as well. So if you're heating a couple different spots, that tank's not going to last super long on that side. But overall, home is decent. I think it needs a little bit